All right. Well, I guess it's a good thing I decided not to do a live stream for this game. So there's about 6 minutes left in the game right now. The score is 4-1 right now, Panthers. But I'm going to go over what I was able to see because with about a minute left in the second period, the Panthers stream basically died. And for the whole third period, it'll come up for about 3 or 4 seconds and then it dies. So nobody is seeing the action. Stu and I are still going to come back in the morning and do a little something. But in terms of this game, I'm going to do basically what I did for game one, which is I'm going to go over the lineup um, of the guys that were actually on the ice, and we'll just talk about them one at a time. So, Bubba Brewski looked good. He gave up a goal, however, so it is time to trade him. He's definitely past his prime. He's done. Matt Guzda came in, and so far hasn't given up anything, but he hasn't had a whole lot of opportunity. Now, let's see. Casey Fitzgerald's been out there playing well. He looks good. Kulikov had a couple of nice plays. Sam Bennett, Matthew Tkachuk, and Nick Cousins were out there as a line. They look pretty good. I saw Tkachuk kind of go for a hit, but he ended up just shouldering the boards. Like I said on Twitter, until I see him take a hit, which I don't really want to see in the preseason, but until I see him take a hit, I'm still going to be kind of cringy. But they were definitely on fire. They had their full chemistry going. Nick Cousins is going to get a legitimate shot to keep that second line spot that he acquired last year during the playoffs. I had mixed feelings about that. Because I think he can keep up with those guys and can play with those guys. My questions center around, can he finish the opportunities that he's going to get playing with those two players? I had kind of thought maybe Luosterainen would move up with those guys, but Luosterainen has so much chemistry with Lundell. So that's still a work in progress, but Maurice definitely did say that Cousins was going to get an opportunity. What else did we see out there? Sachin was pretty active. Kanunin has been pretty active. Nico Mikkola, he looks like a guy that I know he's not known for his offensive game, but he joined in on the rush a couple of times, had a couple of shots. I believe he actually did get one of the goals as well. I think Bennett got a goal. I don't think Kachuk got a goal. A couple of the goals were deflected. And then we kind of lost track here because we haven't been able to see anything. Lomberg was out there. He looked pretty good. Stenlin was one of the ones that got a goal. He got a little dinged up on that play, but he did come back. Looking at the rest of the roster, Patrick Giles has been noticeable. And yeah, that's about it. Sourdiff has been out there. None of these guys, I will say this. There's none of the young guys that look out of place. And I know it's the preseason and everything, but we're not seeing any major mistakes happen. As far as the defense is concerned, I mean, we've got depth. We definitely have depth. And when Ekblad and Montour come back, we are going to have a bottom pair completely worthy of playing in the top four. Right now, from what I see, I would venture a guess Forsling, Larson, Mahura, Mikkola, Kulikov with Bailey. We haven't seen Carlson. We haven't seen Kiersted. I don't think Ludwig or Kanunin. I think those guys are probably going back to the AHL. But Bailey looked good in that first game in the power play. And Mikkola's looked good in this second game for what we could see. Certainly, there was nothing that I saw on defense that caused me concern today to go, oh boy, how are we going to make up for Ekblad and Montour being out? Don't get me wrong, there are losses, especially Montour, but I feel good about the guys that we in terms of what we saw today. Anyway, they definitely fit right in. Right, this is not bringing in somebody that is going to be out of place at all. They look really, really good together. The offense, both games, and this is interesting because I've kind of talked about This is kind of what I wanted to see. I don't know if this is purposeful because we're not really hitting in the preseason, but the offense looks like they took what they did last year and just opened it up just a little bit more. It looks almost a little bit more like the President's Trophy season offense, where they just kept coming in waves and waves and waves and doing everything that they could to just keep the puck in the zone. And that's part of the reason why Maurice has those heavy duty training camps, right? Because these guys kind of be in shape. The way Maurice has put it, says we're just gonna skate these teams and skate these teams to death, however he put it. So we're just gonna wear them out energetically. We don't always have to be beating the crap out of other teams, because that does tend to beat the crap out of us too. We can just use our stamina. I don't know exactly. I don't know a lot about the Nashville Predators players that were on the ice tonight. None of the Nashville guys looked like they came to play. Three of the goals, was it three? No, four. The first four goals that we got, the only four goals we got, were all on Saros at the beginning of the game. So they can't be happy about that. Bob looked good, right? He looked like his normal self out there, right? None of our goalies really faced any tremendous amount of pressure or anything like that. We were all over Nashville in both games up until the third period of this game, which I don't know what's going on there because nobody can see it. But it's a good thing I didn't do a live stream, right? So, all right, that's it. Short and sweet. I just wanted to get out what I could now, because I know I promised I'd have a recap after each game. But you know, what this does, though, what's interesting is that I had a dream, not a dream, but a thought. I had a thought that at some point later on in years after the dogs have gone, I had a thought of maybe spending a year in Sunrise and trying to rent a suite at the games, right? Get a season suite and live stream from the arena and all of that. That was a thought that I had was going to be possible, but if the Wi-Fi, if the internet there is so crappy that the team itself can't even stream out, what chance do I have of streaming from a suite? So that was something I was thinking about knocking around in my head, for a few years from now, but I don't know technically if that's going to work. It's a shame. It was, we were having a good time watching it, and then it just died. So that's it, short and sweet. Stu and I will be back in the morning to do a little something. We both watched everything that we could watch, and that's it. Appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning.